So we've talked about knowing the material. To get prepared for a test, you really kind of need to know the material, right? Now let's talk practicing the material. Now, this is a little bit different, and maybe you've never had anybody talk to you about practicing the material for an exam, but it's incredibly important. Now, practice does something different than just making your own review sheet or reorganizing your notes or writing some new notes. Practice actually lets you know, how well do I know this material? So there's a lot of different ways to do this. We'll give you just a few suggestions here. How about flashcards? Have you ever used flashcards? Now, flashcards, we've talked about elsewhere, aren't the best way to learn the first time through some material. But right before a test, they are a fantastic thing to go through. Because what they're checking are, do you know this material? If you can do a flashcard, just pull that fact out of nowhere, it's shown and you know the definition in your mind, or it's a vocab word and it's in a different language and you're not good at different languages. So you have that flashcard and you look at it and you try to practice seeing if you can get it, right? If you can do that, you're probably pretty ready. So flashcards are a great way to do this. Looking back over homework and redoing some of those same problem types, especially for math classes or a lot of different science classes, this is a really great way to practice whether or not you know that material. You can also do other practice problems. I know that's not like the most fun thing in the world, but just scattering a few different practice problems in there is going to let you know, do I understand how to do this type of a problem? A couple other ways are to consider things like apps. We've listed other apps in places all across our site, but try maybe Quizlet. We love Quizlet. It's a great app. There's also flashcard apps, like there's an app called Cram or Study Blue. There's a lot of different people who are offering great ways for you online or on any of your mobile devices to actually practice the material you will be tested on come test day. Now, what you're going to be able to find is that if you make a habit of constantly quizzing yourself, of constantly practicing, of never going into a test without first having practiced this material to see, do I know this? What you're going to find is that your test grades are going to start to go up. Now, one last quick little note here. Say, what about an essay test? How do I practice for an essay test? Well, sometimes you can't. If your teacher hasn't given you the essay questions, there's not a whole lot you can do. Okay, making a review sheet will help on that. But one of the best things you can do is try to reorganize. If you can, pre-plan that essay, and if you can't, because you don't know the essay questions, just reorganize some of those main ideas into the main points and a few key details. Now, this is different than just looking over your notes and saying, do I recognize it? Okay, like we talked about before, there's a big time benefit by not just looking over something, but actually producing something. And in that act of producing a quiz of some sort for yourself at the beginning, that's really going to make a big difference.